you want to support NA League of Legends? Do you want custom emotes to spam in chat? Do you want to wake up and taste freedom? Sub to twitch.tv/LCS_Challengers to salute the players and the flag!
Oh, districts. Wait, what about the Canadian players?
Heck yeah, they're in too! Anyone can!
I'm doing my part. I'm doing my part.
I'm doing my part, and you can too! Sub to twitch.tv/LCS_Challengers to salute the players and the flag!
Zell.
Oh God.
Thank you. Give a good salute to our audience who has been subbing. Lots of appreciation for that. Keep it coming, man, because it does support these teams. Now let's get on to the match that just unfolded. You know, I think Disguised might be an unbalanced breakfast in need of some nerfs. TLC was last year's third place finishing squad, and they just got served, man. Big credit over to the flankers, Young and Fake God. TLC couldn't keep up with them, Cubby.
I thought the Disguise played that comp out really well. I also like what Fake God was able to do. Of course, that Scion strat where you help your jungler with the first 3 camps into a bot dive. Fake God got the first 2 waves in as Jax, then TP'd top, walked back top, and Tomio was there to gank. That set Scion behind. Bot lane wasn't able to get ahead. And then the Aphelios plus the Milia took over, and things got really tough for TL.
Oh yeah, it truly did. Sorry, I thought you were gonna take it back. I think the way that TL approached this game in the draft was interesting in its own right. I think flexing a lot in that draft strategy, but it was just a tried and true comp from DSG, and they executed it well, right? And so that's why I expect a different game plan coming out from TLC moving forward.
All right, well, Mazel, you kind of went crazy on the breakfast puns, and you know what? You kind of made me hungry. At the end of the day, you see, I got some pancakes.
Oh God, you ordered breakfast.
I got some bacon and sausage and eggs.
Fake God and
we got the whole thing going out. You know what? It's to set up our next halftime segment, which is going to be a little bit of a two-parter. I'm going to pull it up right now. Good. Adding to the addition right now. Yeah. Here it is. Our breakfast food tier list. We're going to work on this together, but it's a little bit of a two-pronged one. You not only have to assign a breakfast food to a tier, you also have to assign a player. Mazel, you get Team Liquid Challengers. Cubby, you're going to get Disguise, because Mazel, you already did Disguise. Starting off with Mazel. Mazel, eggs. Where do they go?
That's gotta be an S tier, just because there's so many different variables and different ways to prepare them. It has to be S tier.
It's a lot of versatility. Right. You can make them scrambled. You can make them sunny side up. But who is a versatile player, Mazel, on TLC? Who do you think? The egg of that group.
It's gotta be APA, right? He's got all the versatility, mainly all the crazy picks.
Yeah. And you've put an egg on the countertop. Sometimes it can roll away from you. You saw some of the fancy feet that APA had at the back end of that. All right, you know what? I can accept that. I agree. Eggs are great. Cubby, what you got?
Eggs are great.
Bacon.
Wait, do I have to go in order? I can't pick.
Okay, you know what? I'll let you pick. Go
All right, I'm gonna give toast. We're gonna put that D tier because that's plain toast with no butter. And toast needs to have stuff on it.
Oh my goodness.
But also, toast is going to be Zeyzal, because Zeyzal, I feel like, is the leader of this team. Zeyzal is also an S tier player, but yeah, I feel like he's like the one that reps the brand.
You're saying his beard is boring?
Shut it. I clarified it in the middle. All right, Zeyzal.
You had to get that clarification in there.
Oh my word, man. Cubby, stop being a damn hater.
I'm not being a hater. I'm just hating on toast. All right, move on.
All right.
There's no butter. It's plain. All right.
Zell, give me another one.
Oh, let's do Fruit Loops cereal. Wait, there's 2 cereals, so Fruit Loops.
First off, Desserex, you're goated for picking Fruit Loops, which is inarguably the best cereal to have that represent cereal.
Then you have like plain like oat cereal.
It's Fruit Loops.
Cornflakes, man. Cornflakes.
Oh, that's a good one. That's a good one.
Fruit Loops cereal. Fruit Loops. It's gotta be a B. Let's go with a B. It's not good for you, but it's fun.
That's why it's an S.
We know how Cubby takes care of himself now.
I don't eat breakfast, man. I'm new to this,
Well, welcome to breakfast.
All right, who is our breakfast cereal of Team Liquid Challengers, Mazel?
But see, that's the differentiation. You have breakfast cereal and the cornflakes, but you have like sugary breakfast cereal, energetic breakfast cereal on the other side. You know, I'm gonna go with Mir. He's exciting. He's sugarful. He's a little bit sweet. If you have watched any of the side content from TL, there you go. Yeah, it's Mir.
Sweet. Okay, you see that? That's how you not act as a hater, Cubby. Now, this is how we go about this. Please give us some love now, Cubster.
He's not giving us any love.
All right. I'm going to take blueberry muffins, put that in A tier. Blueberry muffins are perma-slept on, and that's why it goes to Fake God. All right? It's delicious. You get some fruit, get some whole grain in there. Fake God, he kept things together. He just did his job. He was slept on in that game. Good work.
Okay.
You know what? That's good, Cubby. That's a different take from you. Finally, something good here. You know what?
Don't worry, I'm going to hate later. Don't worry.
Okay.
I would personally put blueberry muffins in S tier. I do agree that they're slept on.
Yes, thank you.
Okay.
Yes, Mazel.
Oh god,
TLC.
I gotta pick another one. Let's do the sausage. Sausage. So, bear with me. The sausage.
Man, I wanted sausage.
Many varieties of sausage. They can be beefy. They can be spicy.
Chorizo.
They can have things inside of them. They can be dipped in things. There's just again, sticking with the versatility. This has to be my man Bradley in the top side. All right, and it's got to go towards A tier because I'm not a big fan of spicy sausages, but I'm a big fan of meaty sausages. And you know, Bradley plays a lot of tanks now. And there is the versatility. You can get a chorizo sometimes if he plays his gang playing things like that. But you know, Bradley, he's beefy. In the top lane.
This.
Can't just make sure to clip that. And yeah, you know what? Sausage links usually come in groups. You know, get them in a pair. That's fine. I like it.
Why
I like
is
it.
A pair all of a sudden? It's only one top lane. Wait, what?
Personally, I was going to pick sausage for Meech because he kind of gave TL the sausage that game on the affiliates.
Oh,
also,
okay.
In the theme of that, I'm going to give Tomio the bacon. All right?
Okay.
Because he was playing Sejuani, bacon's S tier, but also Tomio was hella greasy and slippery that last game on a Sejuani as he ate all the damage and got out. Works out. Tomio did his job, you know?
You know, Cubby, you're on a roll right now. I'm really liking this. You've turned over a new leaf. You've finally given us some hope. We do got to start wrapping this up within a couple of minutes, so let's start getting a little bit faster with this. Mazel,
Oh god, I'm ready to go. Croissant, and it goes to Kim Down, and it is S tier, not only because I'm French, but a fresh, hot croissant, fresh out of the oven, a brand new thing. Kim Down, second split with TL. Nice and crispy, but it's also fluffy on the inside. You know you got a ton of playmaking ability in there and a lot of space for it.
Pancakes, A tier, only because they need butter and syrup. That goes to Meech because that game he had stacks on stacks on stacks on stacks with the bunny and also the calibrams he had.
I made you a graphic to tell you where to put them.
I'm using the game to explain my decision making. Okay.
He's doing a good job with it. We got two more. Hurry up, Mazel. Let's go. Let's go.
Oh god. I took a lot of time to think about that last one. Oh god. There's
Young?
No. It's gotta be the donut. Let's do the donut. Going to Arrow. Because sometimes you forget there's a hole in the middle of the donut. And sometimes you forget Arrow's there, and then he steals objectives from you with long-range ultis.
What's here?
Oh, crap. B.
It's got to be B. It's the same one as Fruit Loops. I get
Not
it.
D for donut. It's got to be B.
Get it? And he's a pretty funny guy, you know?
Can I do hash browns for golden glue? Because they're golden, just like golden glue. B tier.
I'll allow it. B tier.
That's a coach, but yeah, that's quick.
That's a
That's
Coke.
not hash browns.
What? Oh. What? Wait.
That's fried potatoes.
There it is. My
thank
bad.
you,
I got the wrong potatoes coming in. Okay, now we know our breakfast foods, eggs, bacon, croissants getting all the way into the S tier. Hope you had a little bit of enjoyment with us right there as we got through and kind of got our hungers up. Don't worry. I got my food right here, which means I'm just gonna peace out. I'm gonna head out. I'm gonna enjoy my food. You guys got some work to do, so Cubby, Mazel, get to work, man.
You can bring some by here if you want to. Just saying, breakfast food helps everybody. Hopefully we'll be getting into picks and bans here very soon, because I think your food might be getting a little bit cold, but it does sound like we're ready to go here.
I'm opening this up right now. I'm
gonna watch Deathstrikes eat live on stream.
You are gonna watch me eat unless you move the camera away right now.
This is what all your subs have gone to. It's been to watch Deathstrikes eat a bunch of food.
Let's get on. Let's go into the giraffe game 2. I'm hungry. Come on, let's go.
Personally,
keep him in this purgatory.
Personally, I'd pay for that. I don't know what everyone else in chat is thinking.
All
but
right.
Anyway, hey,
we got one mindset here. At least your opinion's been heard. We got TLC with the opinion on blue side.
He told me not to be a hater, man. I'm supporting him now.
We got the Maokai ban already. The Nico also going to be banned away. So some big meta picks coming through here.
I expect Nico to be taken away from TL quite frequently, given that APA was a Nico player before the changes. So a champion, I feel like, Disguise might have done a little bit of their homework, but we'll see if on red side they can put together that well-balanced breakfast you were talking about the first time, Mazel, as those 5 pieces together worked really well together. That strategy from TL didn't quite work out the first time around, and curious to see if they switch it up or go for another Scion strat this time.
Gotta get the Renekton out of there, as well as that Vi for DSG, so focusing on Mir's champion pool a little bit more. A lot of that jungle matchup is gonna be heavily dictating the second game. I feel like I do not expect us to get another Nautilus jungle. That's all I'm going to say right now. We could, but I think that I want to see a more proactive and something with a little bit more carry to it for Mir.
Sishwani tells me that we're probably going to see another Nautilus, quite frankly. So
oh no.
I don't know if it's going to be first pick or if it's going to be later. We're going to get word on what that last ban is from Disguised, if that is one from production, hopefully. But what I was going to highlight is Enchantresses are on the board.
No!
We have Milio. We have Yumi, and Kindown looks like he's going to be on cat duty.
How have we gotten here? We need to take a real long, hard look at ourselves in the mirror. Okay? We need to take some time to reflect on why we've made these decisions. No, it is the Yumi ban. Yumi coming through, which I think in all actuality, anytime this makes it through, it is so devastating. Now, the Aphelios and the Nautilus are locked in for DSG this time. We get the tried and true Zeri combo with the Yumi that is so devastating. And we get Mir's Wukong.
Tom and Jerry in the bot lane. No surprise here. As curious, yeah, I think we're going to see a Kindred. Kindred's been really popular. The Triforce synergizes really well with her kit at the moment. Tomio, someone that I really knew for magic damage carries out of the jungle. I think that his Gragas has always been really sound. He was an Evelynn player, even on the ladder.
Lilia was so dirty.
Nidalee too, but actually going to swap it up last second to go for Viego for Side of Disguise to, honestly, breakfast might be the right way to describe what they're putting together, because it's all about the early game here for Disguise, right? You have the Nautilus, you have Viego, early resets, try and take those fights, whereas Tom and Jerry, Zeri, Yumi, they're going to scale really hard in the bot lane and pair up with Wukong later in the game. But I think that TL, they're going to try and find ways they can survive the early game with that already very strong late game locked into the bot lane.
And I actually appreciate the way that this bot lane's going to go, because for DSG at least, because Zeyzal on this Nautilus will have heavy roam timers early on. I expect that to be a big piece for them this time around. We did get that Cassiopeia respect ban over towards APA. It's going to be the Lulu to try to take this away. Maybe expecting a little bit of finickiness here.
Maybe Disguised also playing around with some Nautilus flexes, as TL paying respect to that. Of course, Nautilus does pair rather well with Viego mid. If you do want to run that, not exactly what we know Young for. He's more known for his assassin play, and also I want to highlight some of his control mage play. I've always thought the Syndra actually been a really strong champion for him.
I like his Aurelia.
Taking away Cassio and Annie, maybe we see something like a Gragas being taken here on 4 for the Side of Disguise. They could actually flex that with Fake God and Young if they wanted to hold the double flex for the rest of the draft. I think that would be a good pick, and maybe even worth a ban here on the side of TLC if they want to take that away.
We're looking at the last ban here. It's the Aatrox towards Fake God. Fake God was telling me that this is his favorite champion to play right now. Not going to be allowed to play for the second game.
That tells me that TL is also maybe looking at Gragas being picked up here. Is Aatrox one of the matchups that is rather decent into Gragas? So it will be already locked in. That does slot the Nautilus down bot. So hooks onto the Yumi. It'll be very important early as they try and attack that Yumi lane. Side of TL now. Aatrox ban, again, that tells me they're looking for something like Sion or Gragas here. I think Sion would be really good just to try and prevent some of those resets. And it doesn't really matter what you take top. You're going to get counterpicked no matter what. TF? Oh, it's back. AD TF, maybe?
I feel like this is going to be some problems.
Really? Oh, I like TF here quite a bit.
Yeah.
It's an old matchup that's a bit of a counter into Ahri. That stun card going to be really powerful and slowing down what DSG want to do. And also, you can find Viego when he does, sneak into his E with that TF ult. So APA bringing a lot of control. As when he first was coming up as a player, we really knew him for his ability to impact the map on champions like Old Asol and also TF. It's going to be an older matchup that we haven't seen in a bit, but one that he's going to pull out and feels comfortable on.
Really, really exciting stuff because you get a difference of playstyle, right? And you get a lot of cohesion between mid and jungle. Now, the Cassante also got locked in for Bradley, so very skirmish-heavy solo lane, answered back by that Ahri that we saw earlier, but as well as the Jax.
Jax extra value against TF, as of course, if you do swing your light post above your head, you can dodge out on the gold cards, as League of Legends science always works like that on the Rift.
Like, I just go outside and get my light post.
Those gold cards are deadly, but on the side of Disguised, I think it's all about this early game. You have to use this Nautilus Ahri Viego to get resets and snowball team fights. Level 6 can be very important for them. If TL are allowed to scale to the later parts of the game, their ability to slow down the game with Twisted Fate and play with this Zeri Yuumi backline can be very deadly and difficult for Disguised to deal with. So they need to get kills early and snowball.
It's all about that snowball potential. And honestly, I'm really looking forward to just a come-up potential from TL after that first game. I think there were a lot of really good looks. We still saw a lot of the aggression that we were looking forward to in the jungle matchup, in the head-to-head specifically. I expect more of that this time around, right? Tomio will need to be very proactive. While Mir can sit back to some extent, I do expect a reactive style until that level 6 comes across, and then we'll get a lot of that skirmishing through the early parts of the game.
I do want to see, I expect each of our junglers to work towards the bot side, as Tomio needs to support the Nautilus lane. But I think that I just want to see how fast APA gets out of lane here. I think that's the one big difference. And also, what iteration of TF do we get? I'm expecting that because he's the only magic damage on his team, it is going to be the AP, but I have seen ADTF get quite popular on this.
Hey, Zazel going for the preemptive play. Flashes out everywhere. Not going to be followed up anymore. Spam in chat, though. Who you think's going to take this win? DSG for Disguised Toast and TLC for Team Liquid Challengers. And also, shout out to all you subbers out there. If you want to support the players, support these guys' stories, make sure you're dropping a little sub and have a little bit of fun with us. Get those emotes that you can use all over and tell us which one's your favorite. You got 60% right now for DSG as well.
Have we decided what we're going to call our subs here on LCS _Challengers?
I don't think so.
Might be a discussion that we have to have as a team. What do we call the sub crew? I think between both streams, we're almost over 750, 800 subs already today. Your support's been incredible. As of course, every sub, a piece of that goes over to the teams that we have in the league. So you are directly supporting the teams here with your subs. Not us as a broadcast. All goes to the players and the teams. So yeah, please help on out, as any sub, any support is worth something. As
I will say, fan sentiment right now is very in favor of DSG. In terms of the percentages. Who'd have thought? Who'd have thought?
I would have never guessed.
Crazy. We're getting into this one, though, and I do want to reiterate, right? It is really awesome to see DSG come into this split to back up these players, but have an organization themselves. They have 3 returning champions of NACL. They have some of the strongest young players that they had in other teams as well, in Meech as well as Young. But they're going up against TL, who have stuck with their roster and had found so much success towards the late game push, late season push last split, but also just a track record of brilliance and a 2-time champion in the top lane in Bradley.
Again, Spawn, TL, the only roster that was in the league last year, decided to keep their 5. Maryville will be running the same 5 they qualified with as well. We'll see them after this game today, but Spawn was very impressed specifically with how Kim and APA grew throughout last split. And of course, this was a 9 seed in the regular season that ended up taking a top 3 finish. So the scaling in playoff was real. As, oh, hold on. Big guy gonna take a tower shot. That's an oopsie. And the Cassante matchup is now Bradley gonna feel a lot better on the top side. And also, Mir not walking down, actually clearing up, so won't be able to support the Zerayumi if they are attacked by the Viego, but could attack Fake God, who did just drop a ward on that top side.
I love that Team Liquid Honda were the ones that tweeted out, Zerayumi, nothing could go wrong, right? Make sure you get in all the conversation. Use that hashtag NACL if you do, and maybe we'll get your tweets on screen. But we'll see how this Zerayumi is going to do in all actuality. Not a combo that I see make it through a lot in competitive play, because it is just so devastating if it gets ahead. Whoop! Meech!
That is
my
a
boy.
Decent enough chunk. We'll see if Tomio wants to walk bot to follow up on that, but Tomio doesn't have flash from that level 1, so I don't know if he's going to go for anything on this clear. I will say Mir did start Raptors, so a chance that Tomio is actually going to wait for the Raptors to respawn, or wait to see if he can find Mir. Yeah, Raptors going to respawn in 10 seconds, denying that. And I feel good for Tomio, as the camp respawns do give a decent chunk of XP. And Zeyzal now following up mid. Chance we could see a 3-man if Tomio wants to abandon this. Nope, Zeyzal's going to help support him.
But also,
Mir in the back half, not bad.
Seeing the roam from Zeyzal earlier, that's something I highlighted in the draft, is that we will see a much more heavy prevalence of that than we did in game number 1 when he was on the Melio.
And this could be tricky here, as TL actually doesn't have the wave in, but Meech was able to get a recall, so he's up 2 longswords on this Thane. Tomio won't be here to support, but I want to see Meech and Zeyzal try and brawl a little bit here. So they can stop Arrow and Kim down from getting a free base. This itemization advantage could be really big for the Aphelios Nautilus moving forward. Meech has the right gun to try and contest these waves, so really want to see them play this heavily, and if they do, yeah, see, it's actually going to force Mir to come down and respond. So, yeah, the ward scouted from these guys too. They're playing this really well in the early game. Love how Zeyzal and Meech are playing out this thing. Good understanding of what they can do in this matchup.
And they did so well last game as well. They were the focus early of a big dive, and they dissuaded it. Here, they're playing so reserved and so well that, you know, Meech is in a prime position later on to not be put down in a disadvantage. Question is, how long does Mir stay? And looks like not very much longer is the case, but Arrow, oh, that was so close.
This is just a great understanding of the lane from Zeyzal and Meech, as again, as long as they are on this item point, it's a double longsword advantage for the Aphelios, and guess what? He's still stacking up the coal, so that's a disadvantageous base now. For the side of Arrow and Kim down, will fall a little bit behind in this matchup, as a chance for the Aphelios now to get a free reset. Well done from the bot lane of the Skies, utilizing their champions and how this match can play out to get themselves a small advantage.
And it helps to have those 3 returning champions, but as well as just a good mindset across the board. Grandmaster's Mind topside. You got the Destiny popped. Fake God looking for it, but he gets stunned up by the yellow card, but he gets first blood. And in the end, APA cleans up a Fake God, will flex all over Bradley.
That burns the TF vault too. APA is able to find something. That means Dragon goes over to the Skies for free. I must say I expect that given the bot lane matchup. So good on TL to try and find something, but Fake God on this Jax, again, repping what was in the announcement, right, with a lamppost, doing some work with these, as it sure as hell looks like a real weapon against Bradley. Able to find the Grasp empowered auto attack to take down Bradley, find the kill, or APA could clean him up, and Fake God gonna feel really good about that 1-for-1, also saved his flash, so if he wants to find something into Bradley moving forward, he can still press forward if he so wishes.
The only thing Fake God fears is not fear itself, but a tank meta. And so far, that's not what we have. We have a lot of strength being displayed. First on the K'Sante, now on this Jax for Fake God. And even in that desperate dive attempt from TL, he stands strong, gets that first blood back, and just kind of like a little bit of last game at least, the Jax will be a problem.
And it's really good to see Fake God pick up where he left off last split. Again, a bit of a redemption split for Fake God, as he was able to be victorious with Cloud9 Challengers off the back of really solid play on his own. Again, Fake God still in that spot he's usually at in teams where he's left to his own devices in the top side, but Fake God made full use of that with Cloud9 Challengers last split, and paired up with Tomio again. Good to see Fake God finding a lead on his own, even being attacked, drawing pressure. 1-for-1, really big there.
I think it's just so funny how confident these two top players are in their own skills, but especially against each other. Even if the meta isn't going to lead that way, we're still going to get those tussles up there. But now looking back on the map, we do have a potential timer here for DSG to spawn on this Rift Herald.
With that flash advantage in the top side for Fake God, Tomio forced Mir out of the jungle a little bit earlier, so he knows that he has this to his own as well. And no ult left for APA on the TF. That's going to be everything that Disguise needs to make sure that this Herald goes over to them for free. Again, this is a team comp where they need to hit their plays early as they're going to go for another one here on Bradley.
Oh, there's the all-out back, though.
Really well played.
And using it as a little bit of extra movement.
Really well done by Bradley. I don't think that he had to have been forced to earn that ultimate, actually, but the fact that he was able to at least get out of there and get the ult off from Young.
Oh, Fake God destroys Bradley. Young will now die to Amir too. And holy cow, what a trade back.
Fake God starting the split off with a bang as he finds a solo kill after he was attacked by APA's TF. Amir does find Young. Of course, he did burn his ult to try and attack Bradley in the top side, who got out with that ultimate of his own. So will be gold going over to the TF, a bit of a trade that, honestly, given the plates falling in favor of TL, is okay. But I think APA's next ultimate is going to be very important in making sure that TL gets something before this map gets too far out of hand, because it's a winning draft. Bot side early for the side of Disguised, and Fake God making sure that his counter pick matters in the top side too as he finds that solo kill.
What a way to do it too. As soon as Bradley used that Q, he's just like, nope, you're mine. And then Young getting caught in the jungle as well. Not a great position there, but great position for TLC as they get something back for it. And now that we have that Roa completed for APA, he's going to be stacking.
I think Tomio's taking every raptor that has spawned except the first one.
He likes chicken nuggets, okay?
I gotta praise Tomio, though. It's good play given the prio, as the Nautilus Aphelios have push, can support. This time around, Amir was just spotted on the top side, so some of the ward setups here for Disguised have been really sound. As you can see, the double control ward set up on that bot river has enabled Tomio to feel like he's confident enough to walk up, given some of the extra knowledge they see around the map. As APA was actually just hovering topside to try and maybe dive Fake God. They call that off as APA wants this mid wave. TL, it's a somewhat even gold game for them, but I want to see where they pick these fights, because I think that if Disguise groups up now as 5, their comp should be heavily advantaged against TL, who have to slow down this game and get Zeri to a couple items before they can really fight.
And we do have that Rift Herald in tow from Tomio, looking at potentially coming to one of these solo lanes because of the just survivability there is between Arrow and Kim down. There is a dragon coming at about 40 seconds, but I'm looking at how much turret plate gold this team can get.
Does look like APA is going for that second item rapid fire cannon.
Utility build.
So still finding some things, but he's going to have to make sure he's smoothing out of this one. Flash for flash, trade from Zazel. That's well worth it for him. That might be all Disguise needs to make sure this second dragon goes in their favor.
Tomio's looking for a flash combo there. You just know it as Rift Herald is going to be... Oh, no. Oh, no. You got the TP coming in. APA. That's a shutdown to Bradley. As now Young does get the charm, does make it out of there. But that should be a yellow card following it up with a little bit of damage as well. Young had TP to save his top lane, and now they're just going to push this wave into the tower.
Again, should be Dragon going over to Disguise, but actually no, that Tomio's going to get solo plates mid, so this Viego is going to be very big this game, as Tomio going for the Sunderer build to match the spike from the Wukong, not the Triforce that we saw earlier in the day, as I'm curious if they still are able to get this turret, because it was a reset from Zazel, and Young, of course, resetting from him answering that top play as well. So Tomio with the double control ward setup, triple control ward setup actually now on the bot side, should feel comfortable enough to step up and take this, but no, actually they might look for a play on Zeri Lulu, as this dragon has been delayed, and that is a small win for the side of TL, who again, really trying to stretch out this game and have things go longer where their comp will get stronger.
They re-engage now. Lightning crashing from Team Liquid. Mir's looking for the re-engage there over the wall as Meech arrow flashes for it. Meech should go down. He misses the Q. He's taking so long. And DSG on the other side are looking for the fight back on APA. The reset now again once coming as Arrow makes it out with a jump over the wall here. Heartbreaker back, and the Spirit Rush is enough to keep the range. And that is another one going down. DSG find 3 kills just like that.
really surprised that TL took that fight, as again, you need to get items on this Zeri Lulu for them to matter. I mean, once Zeri, this new build with the Triforce, the Hurricane, she gets so tanky, it's so difficult to deal with her. So the fact they opted for the fight now, surprising to me, as props to Meech. His flash over, yes, he goes down, but he splits the focus of TL as Arrow is firing onto Meech. No one's firing onto Tomio during this, as he's able to get the resets on Viego, paired up with Young. They take down everyone one by one, and Disguise find a big fight that's going to help them get some gold in their pockets now, which matters in this game. Time does not favor them. They need gold now.
The fact that they catch this out at the very end as well, Young able to keep pace with what was going on ahead of him. Everfrost now completed. First items pretty much across the board for everyone. APA, yes, still has the total gold advantage, but DSG is starting to come online here.
One item, this is where Disguise, I really want to see them push the pace. Utilize the fact that these skirmishes have taken flashes off of Arrow, off of APA. Try to hunt the members of TL when those ults are up. Look at the depth charge from Zeyzal. That's almost already off cooldown. And Young has access to the Spirit Rush now. If Disguise keep on finding fights and pushing the pace, it very much favors them. That's good.
Arrow, Young on the other side.
That's a good chunk.
DSG just trying to reposition over here on the bottom side of the fight.
TL forced to play through mid. They cannot face check the Nautilus, as Zeyzal knows this. And that power will actually give Disguise access to the Dragon if they so choose. They do spot TL, given that they have Crab down, starting up this Dragon. And we might get another brawl. APA's hovering down. Bradley's here. They cannot join the fight.
Yeah.
That's enough.
So, Dragon goes over to TLC. Will be tied up one Dragon apiece as the Ocean Soul takes to the Rift. We got Fate God trying to take a tier 3 tower on the top side. Won't be able to get it. Just a little bit more work to be done up there. But again, going to be something to deal with later on, as first tower goes to APA in the end. And Aurelion sold down.
Yeah, good sidestep there from APA, as Zeyzal was under him.
Notes, by the way.
I do want to credit Bradley on that hover. I know that he's that top turret's very low and likely to drop very soon to Fake God, but Bradley hovering down got TL that Dragon, and we spent a lot of time as I was talking about the time that TL needs for themselves in this game. That's going to buy more time. As now we
combo. This has happened so many times already. Fake God, though, taking him out. Bradley gets the kill in the end, and Young, just like last time, comes in the last second. But Tomio's here as a bit of redemption arc coming through. He did get that reset, but APA makes it over to Mir's waiting arms.
Credit to APA. He waited out the counter-strike from Fake God to throw the gold card. Is now APA
waiting. They're going to find Young. That's a big Cyclone combo. The charm lands, but a shutdown goes to Mir.
A little bit greedy there for the side of Young. Did not have access to that ultimate. And he... Or actually... Yeah, went down. Yeah, there it is. It's back. Didn't have it quite yet. Tried to answer the TP, but he goes down to the gold card. That's going to get TL.
Oh my god, this gold
Dragon, but also a Rift Herald. Talk about a roller coaster. Again, TL keeping things close. They have Zeri Yuumi. Time is their friend. Zeri gets so tanky with this new build, as you've already seen in the LPL, Mazel. It's very difficult to deal with later in the game. Once Arrow gets Trinity Force, Zeri's going to be strong and only gets stronger. It's actually enough where TL, they see Zeri with no Trinity Force, so like, hey, we don't have to risk it for this Rift Herald. We use a lot of tools to make a positive play for us. On the top side, get that Dragon. We're going to drop this. I like some of the discipline being showed here by TL. I think this is necessary.
And you can see that DSG just want to keep trying to push the front foot. They can get big catch outs, that's huge, but they are just trying to continuously pressure TL with some of these objectives and with some of this map control, which I think side lane, they'll have to figure a way how to utilize that going forward, because we are getting to that point, right? We're still a little bit far off, but we get the Trin Force for Arrow, and he's working towards that.
I think APA has been cooking up some builds. So I've seen a build emerging with some mid laners. I've been prepping it, in case we saw a Zoe. But there's a build right now with Static Shiv and Lichbane being combined. I think that APA is going to go for RFC second, but this is really all about the push for the Twisted Fate.
True.
As an auto and a Q kills the wave, and it's a lot of upfront damage onto TF. He's going to combine this with the RFC, as a couple of the changes that we have this split, kind of like old league. If you do get a couple items that stack up the use of energy, that actually does stack now, so you get them up a little bit more often. Not bad. like see APA, utilizing some of the changes, some of the new items, someone that always likes to figure out his own builds and what works best for him, taking advantage of it. Again, this split.
Again, will I feel like always be one of our most innovative mid laners in NACL, just because he's able to kind of mind game his opponents. You see DSG trying to mind game in the mid lane. There's a TP in the back from TL, though. They're trying to take this fight. Charm connects immediately as Bradley was looking on the other side. He's all by himself, though, trying to set up for the rest of the team. He's pretty tanky. Zazel gets engaged on. There's the final chapter coming out, but that's a lot of damage back on the TL. Moonlight Vigil comes away, only hits APA.
Really respect APA stepping up there to stop that.
Oh, Mir, 3-man Cyclone. They're on the meat. They're fighting him. Arrow get the lightning crash. And now 3 members gobbled up by Team Liquid. A shutdown of Bradley, a double kill to Arrow, and DSG are fully on the back foot now.
A little bit of monkeying around there from Mir. Finds a lot of knockups and a big engage for TL as given the comps, given the drafts that we have in this game, Azell, I think that's the fight that honestly breaks things for Disguise. It's going to be so difficult for them to find resets as this game moves on into the gold cards, into the tankiness that Kasante brings, and into the slippery Tom and Jerry and the Zerayumi. It's going to be a really tough game now for Disguise to play out as we take a second look. Every tool was burned on the side of Disguise. You can see there's no depth charge. It's only Fake God's ult and Spirit Rush. One more charge. Mir takes full advantage
That angle, man.
Finds a big knockup. Also finds the Q on the Meech, which helps get the execute, actually the Triumph proc to make sure that Mir lives as the rest of his team walks in, cleans up. Love to see Arrow playing up on the Zeri. And that fight, all TL.
And you can see why Mir has a target on his back, why he was our MVP. This man is a monster in the angles that he finds. It was that invisible over-the-wall clone into the Cyclone on 3 members with the help of Kim down. And TL now with a second dragon to boot.
Given the drafts again, this game very, very much in the hands of TL as we do see APA rapid fire cannon third. Gonna keep my eyes on that inventory to see if we get a Lich Bane. The interaction with Static Shiv rather strong with some of that upfront damage. Every gold card that APA has could be deadly. And TL already setting up for this Baron and maybe setting up to take down Fake God and Tomio. Ult is available here for APA if they want to pull the trigger.
Here's looking around the corner here.
This could be tough though. Disguise is here. Okay, they have full info.
Oh, TL. Don't overextend for Fake God or you're about to be punished. Fake God going to tank up a lot. They'll still have the Grand Master's might. But going back in is Zazel. Going back in with the final chapter is Arrow and Kim down, though. Nice double stun there by Bradley. Trying to connect the rest of it. And Bradley is cleaning the house with Arrow behind him. That should just be a move forward from TL. And on to a tier 2 tower here with a wave coming right behind him.
And you can see how far forward and aggressive Arrow feels like he can play in this comp. As now APA is threatening with that gold card. That'll be enough to force Disguised off the tier 2 turret as that goes in favor of TL, and they continue to amass gold and a lead.
All I'm saying is there's a reason one of these champions is always banned. I don't care if you ban both of them. You got to ban at least one of them. And now you're starting to feel the hurt here and see that gold is getting away from DSG in the second game. But this is the reservation. This is the stoicness I would expect out of TLC, a roster led by Spawn, a roster that has seen so much success and that's building off of last split's success themselves.
And I know that, from talking with Spawn before things got started today, he said, hey, look at players we have in the LCS. Airy, Ayla, Yon, even Dokla, who spent some time on TL. The goal hasn't changed. We want to try and promote these guys, whether that's internal or external, trying to set his team up for successes. Meanwhile, these guys, they already got this Baron to half. TL, they got to respond. APA's
There's the fight coming in. It's a little bit chaotic. You got the resets, but no! Arrow is all by himself, shooting away at everyone. There's the lightning crash coming through. He's got Kim down. It's them against the world. It's them against Disguise. Toast and Meech will bite it. As now flashing forward, Arrow is trying to shut down everybody. A double kill comes through for the ADC of Team Liquid.
Oh, he was even fishing for more as Arrow again with the Zeri build. If you go untouched, you do so much damage. It's only going to get worse as, the next item in this build, you get even more tanky as the Titanic Hydra is what we expect to come through. But Arrow making full use of his 2-item spike here as I like to start for this guys because APA showed bot. He doesn't have ult and did not have access to TP. So this guy's like, hey, this game's pretty lost. Let's just force a 5v5 where we have a 5v4 because TF cannot join. They do so. They get a reset for Tomio, but no one deals with Tom and Jerry in the back half, and Arrow does a wonderful job of kiting this one out. Dodged out on the charm. Exhaust from Kim Down comes down here to even make sure that this Counter-Strike doesn't connect on his area, and this one's for free. As I like the attempt for this guys, but the response from Arrow and the lead for TL, too much for them to deal with.
This combo looks so good when both players are on the same page, and we're seeing such good cohesion between Arrow and Kim Down, and I think that's some of the building blocks that I really wanted to see continue being built up, is how this bottom lane works together. Well, when you get Zerayumi, it makes it a little bit easier, as TL looking for now another engage, as Destiny should be popped here pretty soon. Zeyzal is caught out all alone, and Arrow is a god in this game.
It's not going to get any easier for him. Oh, hold on, Bradley. Oh, that's the
double engage with Bradley. A little close. Luckily, he's got Arrows standing right behind him.
And nothing like ulting to just sack half your health bar and then walk out, right?
Why not?
Yeah, I mean, that's the Bradley we know and love, for better or worse. You know, we're gonna find out if things work. Usually pays off, especially as the season goes on. But at the moment, TL, they're paying themselves off as this game goes on. They continue to scale, and the options for this guys continue to run out. As they need to get resets in this game. I think the one member that they're able to maybe do so off of, Mir. Like, Yuumi is not going to be attached to Wukong. A lot of the changes for Yuumi now, you know, has to attach to one person throughout the game to get the benefit from her passive. She's going to be on the Zeri in these fights, Mazel. So I think that we have to look for Zeyzal to continue to throw out a couple of these dredge lines, which have been really sound, catching Wukong as he tries to jump in and blowing him off with his guys. Yeah, here we go. No ult on APA. He's going to draw TL in. This is spotted, though, rather early. This is dangerous for this guys.
Oh, Bradley. A little trouble. CC chain on Arrow. Arrow step forward. Final chapters are coming out. He is tanking so much with that lightning crash over the wall. And the rest of the team from DSG, they can't find the carry anymore. Luckily, they have gotten Young down, but DSG, they're fighting themselves as APA has been slowly killing them this entire time. Fake God makes it away, but that is Destiny popped, and it arrives all the same as APA will take down Fake God and an ace for Team Liquid Challengers.
And you can see why we were setting up the Zerayumi for the later parts of the game, because this is a great engage from this guys. Everything connects onto Arrow, who isn't able to get over the wall for a while. And Fake God finds everything. The depth charge connects. The ult from the Viego comes down, but it's still not enough to take down Arrow. And this is the best case scenario fight for this guys at this point of the game. Meech was able to run rampant in the back half. They find Arrow again with the dredge line as he gets executed. But APA with this, you know, kind of hybrid TF build. Look at him just auto down Beach. He's up 4 levels, just keeps on throwing the cards at him and ends up finding the quad in the back half.
You didn't know you were facing a double marksman comp when you took a draft into this one, but love this moment for APA, bringing out the TF in the first series, but as well as it just working so well with the comp that they drafted.
Well done here by APA, and that's the Witchbane that I was kind of teasing earlier. So this synergizes with the Static Shiv, some of the ratios that you have on the proc. So this first gold card, this first auto from APA will hit really hard on the side of this guy's, given the items and the fact that he's level 17 in this game, Mazel.
He's got so much gold. Look at that.
Passive, baby.
3,000 gold up on the next highest person, and that's his own teammate. Almost 4,000 for the next highest enemy, as that is Meech. And getting that 4th item, big spike, 4.5 items now for APA. They are the ones for Team Liquid that are going to force the hand on Baron now.
God, this is really all he can do at this point, as this guy's let's see what they can sneak on in. Again, it's all about finding Arrow, but Arrow has Flash coming right off a cooldown, so it gets even slippier now. More slippery now. And this guy's sending the TP. I don't know.
That one auto. Here comes the Destiny. Here comes the Wombo combo. And on the backside, APA can't find the cleanup, though. They did get the main damage dealer. And now you got all out from Bradley, who's in the middle of everything. Look at Bradley. Bradley's cleaning up the house right now. You don't even need Arrow when you got APA, Bradley, Mir, Kim down. You take one, they take everything. And that's a Baron for Team Liquid.
I don't know how they got Arrow and all that. I mean, props to the guys for finding it. Again, that fight looked a lot closer than what things should be at this point of the game, but still, TL, they made sure things were not close to the back half. APA way too far ahead. Mirror with the cleaver helping out, Bradley, everyone just do the damage, as this has been a rather bloody game. As I think DSG, they're kind of forced to caveman a little bit. Once things got a little bit behind, forced to try and 5v5, find the resets. They did find Arrow, but too little too late. As this one looking like it's going to be a split.
Too little too late. 7.5k in the lead for TLC, as 2.5 minutes on a dragon coming up. Those item spikes online. You got 3 items now for Arrow, that Titanic Hydra. It'll be so scary, but it's really just TL with the composition that needed execution, executing on it, right? They played towards DSG early on, even if DSG were the ones looking for early advantages to press into TL. And now, speaking of those advantages, Arrow maybe getting caught out here. Mirror's over the other side, though, as now it's huge damage coming through, and APA goes godlike. There's 2 gods on this team for TL. Fake God, though, is in some trouble here himself, as now he's by himself too. Arrow guns him down, and that's another team fight win from TL.
And that's just Sarah Yubi in the later stage of the game. Once you get to this item point, they're so hard to take down. That's
1 smack,
gauge,
2
right?
smack, 3 smack, and how are you gonna deny us a 4th smack? How are you gonna do that?
I think he's still looking for it, as the rest of the team does end up in the game.
He's running, he's chasing him down. There is the push on bottom side, though. I guess that's the real focus. As those auto attacks do a lot, and the tower's already gone.
Zanya's last item picked up for APA. We're just going to get a replay right now. It's a good call from Zazel. Like, him and Tomio sync up. They find everything onto Arrow. Fake got even able to follow up. Young able to almost follow up, but Arrow just got over the wall just in time. And things are not perfect for Disguise. Well, they will drop, and guess what? Everyone's ignoring the TF, which feels weird to say. But given that APA is at 6 items, yeah, it's he's doing a lot.
Has the Aurelian Soul dab to prove it. It's really been a show out from TLC in this game. Again, this was a roster that had such a come up in the late season push in the playoffs, right? And they, are going against 3 previous champions from just last split. And the culmination of this in the first series is just so interesting.
And what I love about this new format that we have for NACL is the fact that it's a double round robin. So
yeah,
I'm really excited to see when these teams meet later in the split, see how much they've grown, because these are 2 teams that, if this was the final for an entire league at the end of the year, I don't think anyone would be too surprised, given the caliber of each of these rosters, what they've been able to accomplish in the past, champions on each side. But at the moment, looks like we'll have to settle the score later in the split. Because again, TL, this will be Soul for them. And a game that I think has been over for like 10 minutes just continues to crawl closer and closer to the expected finish line that we have. TL making sure that Toast doesn't have any chance to get back in this one. And I will say, if I'm TL, I really want to end this before Elder spawns as Young.
Auto attack. Let's go, APA. Look at those auto attack mechanics. Caught out in the side lane is Young. And this brings me to my real question. We know there's a little bit of confidence between both these top laners, both saying they're, better than the other, or at least one contesting the top 2. Who's come out on top in this first game? Who's going to be the better going into the next time these guys meet later on?
Ooh. I know that doesn't look like in the scoreline. I thought Fake God played really well in this series. And definitely a top laner I'm going to have my eyes on for the entirety of the split. But at the moment, I want to look at the mid lane as APA. I think that each game that he's had today, I know he kind of inted, the one dive he had in game 1, but this TF counter pick in game 2, kind of reaching back a few years, some old Ahri matchups that people used to play. It's really paid off with some of these new items. I love what TL has been able to do, taking advantage of some of the new patch, and APA has looked good.
He really has. The Cassiopeia first, now the TF, just giving that kind of extra oomph to the tank. And speaking of oomph, it's Zazel that has nothing left in his tank. That's 1 kill down, and TL might look to push these Nexus turrets with this wave.
They don't need any more inhibs. They're ready to end this one as Fake God doesn't go in, and oh boy,
not enough damage just yet. They're trying to focus on the turrets there. There's Moonlight Vigil coming across. Arrow finally gets the turret down. The next one is dying to these minions as the engage from the final chapter is coming out, and TL are looking to go even in their first series here. Big fight from Meech, big fight from Bacon, but the fight is all they have as their Nexus falls. TL even our series 1-1.
Might be liquid, but they burned some toast in that one. Is 33 kills in 33 minutes. Not even in the game, just for TL. Again, Disguise, that team forced to keep on brawling, try and find the wins, but TL had, I would say, got a few too many things early. I think that the second Dragon and the second Rift Hero were ones that I would really look at if I were Disguised. Yeah. Things didn't really go their way, and I do want to credit Bradley. I think that some of the hovers that he had, even though that he did lose lane phase, just in the pure 1v1, some of the hovers he had were good. But APA was way too much in that game as he turned that top lane matchup. Arrow was allowed to scale. And those fights later on, it was all TL despite everything that Disguise tried to throw at him. All right. Oh, being told that we're going to be moving on to the upcoming interview as we've got Bradley coming up, as Destructs will sit down with him and we'll catch up with what happened with him in the offseason and what's next for Team Liquid Challengers.
Welcome back to LCS Challengers. I am joined with Bradley after his win against Disguise, going 1-1 on the series. How you doing, man? Did you have a good offseason?
Yeah, my offseason was pretty good, actually. I spent the majority of that time in Europe, grinding the EU West ladder. That was an experience for sure.
Wait, only the EU West ladder? You didn't have any fun shenanigans while you were there?
To be honest, no. I was really focused on the grind. I didn't really do much inside of Europe. Kind of just spent all my time trying to get better at League, you know?
Any countries in specific that you visited?
I went to Amsterdam. I went to the Netherlands. It was really fun.
Nice. You have a good time?
Oh yeah, it was a lot of fun. I mean, to be honest, like, the farthest I went was like the KFC. That was like a 2-minute walk. But no joke. I can't eat American KFC anymore. Like, their KFC is actually really good. Really good. They have like the equivalent to like a Big Mac, and it's like S tier. It's really good.
Oh, that just blew my mind, Bradley. I guess I got to go to Europe and try out their KFC over there.
You do.
You know, on to the offseason, as there was some scary moments for many players. I want you to talk to me about some of the conversations that went on internally with Team Liquid when you found out they were keeping their roster.
Yeah, so I'll just jump a little bit before them, before I guess we didn't know. You know, the news surprised everyone. Everyone was kind of scared and worried, you know, am I going to even have a job in a few weeks, that kind of thing. So it was a really rough situation for some of us. But, you know, we kept playing solo queue in Europe, and everyone continued grinding and kind of hope for the best. And to our fortune, you know, Team Liquid, they really believe in us. They really believe in the system that they have in place. You know, they believe in Spawn, our coach. So, you know, they said, hey, you know, we're still going to run with it, you know, keep the same roster. And we were all really grateful.
Glad to hear, and I'm glad to see you guys back. You know, third place finish last time, and this org has raised some amazing talent in that regard. Now, getting on to the series, game one. What happened, Bradley? That was a little bit of a stomp.
Yeah, you know, I think the best way we can summarize it is our coach telling us that, guys, you know, if we're gonna go out there and we're not gonna fight anything, like, you know, what are we doing? And we took that to heart game two. You know, going more than a kill a minute, and our coach is like, yep, that's what I'm talking about. So
that's what it takes to get things back in order. Just good old lashing coming out from the coach.
I wouldn't say lashing. It's more of like keeping in check, you know?
Yeah. Well, now on to your season. I mean, you are 2 Chainz Bradley, back-to-back champ from last year, 3rd place this last split. Straight up, do you currently have a chip on your shoulder with these top results that you're getting and not having that call-up just yet?
Not really, to be honest. I believe that if I put in the work, that I'll earn it. I don't really believe in like or I don't want to rush anything, you know? Like, just because I win 2 splits in a row, I don't think that necessarily means that I should get promoted. You know, if my coach or the players around me think that I still have stuff to work on, I'll just keep working on it until they feel like I'm ready, you know?
That's a great mentality to have. Absolutely great mentality to have. To that regard, what are you currently working on yourself? What are you trying to... We
are having some... I think it's good. Nice.
Okay, we're good. What are you currently working on right now? What are you looking to improve?
I think, to be honest, a big thing that my coach kind of talked to me about was because I think as a player, you put so much time focusing on what you can do in the game that you actually forget that there's a lot of things out of the game that really matter. You know, your health, you know, are you exercising? Are you eating right? Are you showing up on time? Are you holding yourself accountable? Are you holding your teammates accountable? Yeah. And I think this lesson is a really hard one to learn, especially for, you know, myself and, you know, maybe others, because, you know, being a young adult, you know, kind of moving out away, it's definitely a new experience, and it could lead to a lot of, you know, you can still a lot of bad habits, maybe, you know, living with your parents or whatever. So kind of like ironing out, you know, maybe some laziness or, you know, being a better teammate really goes a long way in showing gameplay as well.
It's not just on the Rift, it's a very holistic approach that you have to take. It's a lifestyle.
Yeah, as my coach would say, he always talks about the greats, like in terms of like basketball, right? You think of like the very top players, they don't just play basketball, right? They live basketball. Everything they do in their life is for their sport, you know? And kind of like bringing that to life, especially like to me, and kind of like trying to correlate it to my own gameplay, like it's kind of amazing, you know? It made me realize like, wow, there's so much more I can be doing even if it's not in game.
Bradley, I want to ask you if you have any shout outs. I know there's something very near and dear to your heart that you want to get to. I'll leave it to you.
Yeah, so unfortunately, as I'm sure many of you guys are aware, kind of received some very unfortunate news recently about my mother's diagnosis. But I would like to say very much thanks to Team Liquid. I don't know if everyone saw it, but they posted before a match that they were going to have a day where we all stream, all the Academy guys and the LCS guys, and everything there will go towards the GoFundMe and that kind of thing. And I really, really do appreciate it, you know, from the bottom of my heart. Just as a quick side tangent thing, you know, my mom, she always tells me, like, you know, not to worry about her because she's focused on me going LCS, even in like these times, and she even like watches our games. You know, she watched our game today, you know, despite everything that's going on and this kind of thing. So, you know, she's the best parent I could ask for. So,
for those of you who do want to see more on that, go to the Twitter of Team Liquid. That is at Team Liquid LOL. You can also follow Bradley. Bradley, how many Y's do you have at the back of your name? It's 3, right?
Yeah, it's only 3. It's a bit rough trying to get the perfect handle, but we settle. That's fine.
Follow Bradley YYY 3 Ys LOL as well to show your support for that. I want to thank you so much for your time, Bradley, and
yeah, thank you as well. Can I leave off with one last thing as well?
Go ahead.
There have been many friends, you know, that have been very supportive and have sent me very nice words and messages. So I just want to say thank you to everyone who's like reached out to me and sent me very nice words. You know, there's way too many to name like on the broadcast right now, which is honestly a really good thing, you know? So I just want to say thank you to everyone that's been very supportive.
So happy you're getting that support, and of course we on the broadcast support you as well. Have a great season, Bradley, and we'll see you next time.
Thank you. I love you guys too.
All right, we'll be right back for our final series of the day, and that is going to be Evil Geniuses Challengers versus the debut of a collegiate squad, Maryville University. Not going to want to miss it. We'll be right back.